Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Michael and I'm here to take you behind the scenes of how applications actually work in production. So we've spoken about how to deploy a pod to Kubernetes. Now if you want to deploy an application to Kubernetes, you're going to need more than just a pod. Sure, your pod is running the application, but you're going to need a way to determine how you're going to be upgrading that application. Are you going to do a rolling upgrade? Are you going to do a recreation upgrade? You're going to need to know the number of instances or the number of replicas of that application that will be needed to run efficiently in production. For instance, if you're running an application in production, you're going to need to provide and plan for high availability, which means that you should at least be running 3 instances of that application so that if one goes down, you still have others running. Right? So you need to be able to determine how much of that will be running. You might also need that application to have some storage attached to it, some volume attached to it. You might also need to be able to attach some specifications or some configurations to that application. How do you do all of this? You need something, a different object that manages the pod. If you're running a stateless application, that will be your deployment object. With the deployment object, you can specify all of this for your application and then specify the pod that will be running the application inside your deployment. Also, your deployment can have more than one pod running for your application in case you need more than one pod for your application. To deploy an application to Kubernetes, let's look at how to deploy a deployment. So I'm going to create my deployment manifest. I'm going to put in the API version. I'm also going to put in the kind. Then I'll put in the metadata. Alright, then I'm going to put in some more specifications before I come to the spec of the pod itself. And just like that, I have a deployment manifest, which I'm now going to deploy to my Kubernetes cluster using the kubectl apply. -f is just to determine the file. And there, I just deployed an application to my Kubernetes cluster. However, this is a stateful application, and we are going to find out more about stateful and stateless applications in our next video. So see you in the next one.